Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stef and I'm the Psychic Soul Alignment Coach. What I do is I work with spiritual entrepreneurs and spiritual people to help them to do very deep levels of healing in order to powerfully align themselves with who they truly are, with who they are on a soul level, so that by doing this level of inner work and achieving the soul alignment, they're able to have their greatest success in life and in business. Now, every week I upload new videos to my YouTube channel. So on Tuesdays I do my weekly energy readings, and then on Thursdays and Saturdays I upload new videos as well. Now, I normally do these videos from my laptop inside wherever I'm staying, but I really wanted to do it outside. There might be some noise. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. But yeah, I wanted to change the scenery a bit because I wanted plants in the background, some form of plants. So thumbs up this video if you enjoy the change of background stuff going on here. But I just got done tuning into the message for today's video. And I asked what people needed to know today for their highest good on YouTube. And the message that I got was the importance of setting boundaries. Now, what they wanted me to say on this, and by they I mean my spirit guides, is that a lot of times when we think about setting boundaries, we think about setting boundaries in the form of like interpersonal relationships. So setting boundaries with other people in order to be respected, in order to not be taken advantage of, in order to not be hurt in some kind of way, that kind of thing. So when we think of boundaries, we think of boundaries in this regard, to have healthy relationships with other people, and yeah, just basically not have anyone cross certain limits that might make us feel uncomfortable in some kind of way. So that's oftentimes what we think about when we think of setting boundaries. Now, the other form of setting boundaries that is very common as well is setting boundaries with oneself in order to achieve certain goals or results or something like that, some kind of thing that you want to try to obtain. So by this, I mean, like maybe you have a goal of losing a certain amount of weight. So you've set certain boundaries with yourself to eat a certain way, to exercise in, a certain many number of times a week or whatever it is. And that's like the boundaries that you've set with yourself to be able to achieve this thing. So you stick to that, and when you see yourself falling off of that, you put yourself back on your path, right? You whip yourself back into shape, or that kind of thing. Or with setting boundaries, it might be with you, let's say, setting boundaries with yourself in order to get ahead in some kind of way, to achieve something. So let's say you're an entrepreneur and you feel like in order to get ahead with your business or move forward with your business or achieve a certain business goal, like you have to do these kinds of things, you have to show up a certain amount of time or whatever it is. So you set boundaries with yourself, like in the form of maybe your schedule or whatever it may be, in order to do those things that you may have to do in order to succeed with your business and achieve that outcome, that kind of thing, right? So a lot of times when we think of setting boundaries, I'm looking at a hummingbird. I always see them all the time. But when we think of setting boundaries, that's usually like what we think of, right? These two common things, relationships with others, or this relationship with ourselves to keep ourselves in line in order to achieve a certain kind of goal or outcome objective, that kind of thing. But what my guides are wanting me to really bring forward today is the message of setting boundaries with yourself to stay in integrity with who you really are and to align yourself with who you truly are on this divine level and with the changes that you wish to see being created in the world, with being able to create this new earth that you might be interested in creating. I'm getting very distracted by that hummingbird. But that's what they really wanted me to bring forward, because initially when they brought forward this message of setting boundaries, I really didn't understand. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not teaching on that right now. Why are you bringing this to me? But this is what they explained, is that because right now we're going through this process of spiritual awakening, massive accelerated spiritual awakening and spiritual ascension, our souls, our higher selves, that those divine spiritual aspects of us, they're really pulling us forward to come back to the truth of who we are, okay? Because that's what we're really doing. We're going through this process of spiritual awakening and coming back to the truth of who we are. So we're feeling this pull from our higher selves, from our souls, to come into alignment with this version of ourselves, which means that we have to be willing to drop all of the activities, habits, ways of thinking or being, etc., that are out of alignment or out of integrity with that version of ourselves. And so it's really important to be very mindful of how we are still showing up in life or doing things in a way that's out of alignment with that version of ourselves that we really are and that we are desiring to be. Because if you're watching this video, you're on this channel, you want to come back to who you really are, right? That's what I help people with. I actually have a program called Remembering Who You Are, and that's what I help people with. And so your soul, your higher self, is really asking you to come back to who you truly are, to really be who you really are, you know, in your day-to-day, to really embody this divinity and to show up in life from this space. And not only that, but that divine aspect of you is also asking you to do things in your life, in your day-to-day, in your business, that really are integrity with who you really are and that vision that you desire to bring forward as a divine spiritual being here on earth. So really doing things in a way that supports the creation of new earth, and making sure that you're setting boundaries with yourself so that you're living your life and doing things in a way that consistently like brings you back to this again and again and again, rather than continue to allow yourself to stray and to go back to your old ways and allowing ego to continue to drive you and your mind and that kind of stuff, right? So that is the message that they really wanted me to bring forward today, because what's happening is that all it takes is really like small action steps, and one action step at a time, to consistently bring you back into alignment with who you truly are, and especially to bring you back in integrity with who you really are. I want you to kind of, for the purposes of this video especially, I want you to kind of see the word alignment as being in integrity with yourself, right? Are you being in integrity with your true beliefs around who you are as a spiritual being, around the future of this world and what you would like to see created? Are you really being in integrity with that, or are you compromising your integrity with yourself and your vision for this new world in any kind of way by continuing to show up in a life that is, you know, your old self still, or you're continuing to do things in a way that is still a match for that old world, right? So are you compromising your integrity in any kind of way? And if so, when you catch yourself doing that, that's a really great opportunity for you to kind of reel yourself back in and put yourself back on your path, right? Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's kind of like with, let's say, lying or something like that, right? Let's say you lie to someone about something, and they're not going to know if you're lying, right? Maybe, depending, right? But let's just pretend that that person doesn't know that, or won't ever find out that you're lying. So you can tell them a lie if you want, but by telling that lie, are you going to be in integrity with your values, with your morals? And if not, you're going to have to live with that. So it's the same kind of thing in a sense where, you know, the way that you decide to live your life moving forward, and, you know, this world that we're creating, is how you're showing up in life and how you're being what you're doing in integrity with this version of yourself that you know you really are, or that you're aspiring to become more of, and this world that you want to create, or not. And if you're not doing that stuff, it's okay. Like, the world necessarily isn't going to hold it against you, you know, or anything like that, but you're going to have to be with that. You're going to have to stay with that, knowing that you're compromising your integrity with yourself, and that you're really maybe holding yourself back from really embodying the true divinity of who you really are, your true abundance, your true power, your true magnificence, your true unconditional love. Or with compromising yourself in not being able to, create the kind of world that you wish to see, because you're maybe showing up in ways that don't necessarily maybe promote it in some kind of way. Right, that maybe you're showing up in ways that just hold on to the old, and you're going to have to keep that for yourself. And I'm not trying to guilt you in any way. I'm just trying to really help you to understand the impact of how your choices and your decisions and how you choose to show up in life, and how you choose to stay in integrity with yourself or not is going to impact you. Because at the end of the day, like, that's the stuff that we have to carry within ourselves. No one's going to feel those things for us or carry that baggage for us, or those things for us. It's all on us. And so if we want to feel good within ourselves, if we want to feel like we're embodying our truth and creating a better world, then we have to really make sure that we're respecting those boundaries in no longer allowing ourselves to go back to the old ways and the, old ways of doing and being and so on and so forth, right? So that's the message that they really wanted me to bring forward for everyone today, because a lot of times we compromise our integrity. I was looking at my notes here because I wrote this. But we compromise our integrity a lot of times for immediate approval, satisfaction, results, etc. And so you really have to set boundaries with yourself in a way that keeps you in alignment and in integrity with what you truly desire as for yourself and for the world and your vision and that kind of thing. So let me give you some really good examples of that might really help you to really understand this more deeply. Oh my goodness, there's a little kid that decided to roller skate or skateboard right next to me. Anyway, the point is that Last week I channeled with my guides. I always channel with them every week on my intentions, that kind of thing. And one of the things that they told me last week was to take care of my diet. And I didn't understand it at first because they never often really tell me to take care of my diet or anything like that. So I didn't know why, but I just was like, okay, fine. They're telling me this for a reason. I'm just going to do my best to do this. I already eat pretty cleanly as it is. But sometimes I still have the occasional cookie or something like that. I don't know, something that's a little bit processed. But for the most part, I do eat whole foods. And I swear last week it was like I kept being tempted because there were all these opportunities and things for me to have a sweet treat or something like that was full of sugar and that kind of thing. And my ego was like, get it, get it, or it's cheap, or whatever it is. My ego wanted that immediate satisfaction, that immediate results, that immediate fulfillment. But I had to keep bringing myself back into, the present moment and to really say, okay, would doing that though really keep me in integrity with my purpose and with what I'm doing here? Because one of the reasons that they told me to take care of my diet was because of the work I do. I do energy work, I channel, and I don't want to promote any kind of beliefs or whatever. Everyone has to decide what is in resonance with them when it comes to diet and their vibration and that kind of stuff. But what they basically explained to me and why it was important for me to take care of my diet last week especially was because I was going to do a lot of powerful energy work, a lot of channeling, and I needed to really have a clean and pure vessel to channel the information quickly, effectively, and to just really do a lot of energy work related things that would prepare me for the future to hold more space energetically, to do work in a bigger way, to hold space for more people, work more people, that kind of stuff. And so they were just kind of bringing to my awareness that was part of the reason. And the other part was also the fact that I kind of connected the dots later for myself was the Lionsgate was coming up and there was going to be a lot of detoxing and that kind of stuff. And so by cleaning up my diet and eating pretty good, last week, I didn't experience massive physical symptoms the way maybe some people have because of the Lionsgate energy. And so that was also part of the reason, because the portal was making people extra sensitive to energy and that kind of stuff. So by taking care of my diet, I kind of also prepared myself for that. And so that was part of the reason. So every time I got tempted by those sweet treats, I kept really bringing myself back to the fact of, okay, but is this in alignment with my purpose? I'm here to give my best to the people I work with. I'm here to channel for their highest good. I'm here to be the best psychic I can be and to really just do my work in the best possible way. And would eating that, dessert or that treat or whatever that's full of sugar and processed kinds of chemicals or whatever, would that support that vision? Would that support that work, that purpose? Would that support who I really am and, this version of myself that is able to do this work in this greater way or not? And I had to keep doing that, I swear, I don't know how many times, to come back to my truth and to really just be able to more easily say no, right? And to do what I felt was right and true for me and to stay in integrity with myself, rather than just continue to be led by my ego, by my mind, that just wanted that immediate satisfaction and that immediate result, that immediate thing, right? And to be taken away from who I really am. So that's just one example that I can give you there to really help you to understand, you know, the importance of setting these boundaries to come back to who you truly are and the vision that you want to create. Another example I want to share with you as well to also really help you to allow this to sink in more for yourself is, you know, recently I've been making changes to my Facebook community. I have a very amazing Facebook community that I've been running for the last few years, and you know, with getting just realigned with my mission, with my purpose, with my impact, with what I want to do in life, how I want to support the betterment of the planet and that kind of stuff, I was channeling with my guides, and I also have a video here on my channel. I think it's going to be up here in the cards section. I'm always pointing at the wrong place, but I think it's here. And I channeled a lot of things with my guides in regards to changes we needed to make to have that be in alignment with my vision, right? And one of those things that I needed to do was release people from my community, release energies that were just not in alignment anymore with this vision that I'm moving towards, right? And part of that, my ego didn't want to do that. For several reasons. You know, I have old stories of people pleasing and not wanting to hurt people's feelings, or have people think that I think badly about them and that's why I'm removing them, or anything like that. Like, I just had all of that stuff playing out that was kind of resistant to taking that action step and not moving forward with that. And then I just had to really like get myself together and just say, like, with holding on to these people, be in integrity with my vision, with what I'm doing here, with what I feel God is calling me to create here. God, the universe, it's all interchangeable for me. And I had to get honest with myself and say, like, no. So why am I going to continue to compromise my integrity with this vision, this mission, with who I am, just to continue to please people, just to continue to, I don't know, like, yeah, just have this immediate satisfaction that my ego wants of being on everyone's good side, you know, rather than continue to step into more levels or higher levels of my leadership role or my, you know, power as a leader, and just setting these boundaries to say, moving forward, this is how it's going to be. Moving forward, I'm very intentional about who I allow in and, you know, how this is, and not from a place of controlling or anything like that, micromanaging, because that's not me at all. I'm like very relaxed, but just from a place of, this is what I stand for. This is what I want to promote. I'm really actually serious about this, and I'm not going to continue to compromise myself in any kind of way. For whatever reasons, right? I'm going to stay true to this because this is really what I want to create. This is my desire. This is what I'm feeling called to do. And this is what's going to happen, and taking those action steps. So those are just a couple of examples that I wanted to share with all of you in regards to this importance of setting boundaries with yourself to come back to who you truly are, and to stay true to your vision that you have for the world or your desires. Because what they also wanted me to say is that, let me read it here verbatim, okay? So that you get it, because I can't remember exactly how I wrote it. I appreciate your patience. But what they said is that you must start setting boundaries with yourself and living such a, wait, hold on. Let me read all of this from the beginning, okay? So they said, the reason that we're bringing this up today is because people's souls are calling them forward more strongly than ever to return to who they truly are, to be able to realize their desires and to fulfill their purposes. However, that is being compromised because people don't see or recognize how they're compromising their integrity with their true selves for the sake of immediate satisfaction, approval, results, etc. So this is why they must start setting boundaries with themselves and living their lives in such a way that will allow for them to advance in the way they desire, and to draw the line for themselves when they feel themselves creeping back or away from who they truly are or what they truly want. They must ask themselves questions like, is this next step in alignment with my vision or my highest self? Is doing this or not doing this in integrity with the version of myself I desire to be, or with who I really am? Is doing this or not doing this in integrity with what I wish to create? This practice will then allow them to more intentionally and deliberately discern ego from soul. It will take out all the possible egoic hindrances or reasons for why they cannot move forward or show up in life in the way in which they desire, because they're keeping their ultimate vision in mind. Okay? And I was asking, like, but, you know, what is going on here? Like, why is setting boundaries so important? And they said it's because this is what allows for you to align with who you truly are more quickly and what you desire to create in society and the world, which is what is needed here. So let me break that down further. Oh, look, the plants. You can see all of that. It looks so nice, huh? Thumbs up if you like the background stuff here. But basically, what we all need to understand is that we're all playing a very pivotal role in the creation of New Earth, okay? I'm going to walk with you guys because the little kids are talking. So, yeah. So, or you folks. I'm trying to say folks because, you know, I want to be inclusive of everyone. But I forget sometimes, but I forget. Anyway. All right, so where was I? We all play a very pivotal role when it comes to the creation of New Earth. We all have to do our part here. It's not just going to magically appear out of nowhere. Every person is super important, and every person is really just making a very powerful and positive impact in the creation of New Earth. And you know, we don't have to necessarily be like massive influencers or leaders or whatever it is in order to bring about this New Earth. By us choosing to set boundaries with ourselves so that we're constantly doing things that are in alignment with who we truly are, or to allow for ourselves to become more of who we truly are and this vision that we have for the world, and we stay true to that again and again. By us aligning ourselves with who we really are, we then start supporting the creation of New Earth. By us aligning ourselves with more of what we want to see in the world and staying true to that, we then allow for that New Earth to be created. Does that make sense? So what I did with my Facebook community, and it really just started like clicking a lot more as I was writing up the description for the last video. So check that out afterwards, where I announced my vision for my Facebook community and how I feel Facebook groups can really start supporting people and anchoring in the New Earth, or creating the New Earth, and more of this higher level consciousness is that, or expanded consciousness. It's more of an expanded consciousness, also known as 5D consciousness. But what I really started understanding from doing the description of my last video was that one of the ways that I'm assisting in creating the New Earth is by doing things completely differently in my Facebook community, so that it's more community based, like everyone's contributing, there's more love, there's more support, there is there's like no competition, there's more abundance, there's just people supporting one another and everyone just coming together to bring this about. If you watch my last video, this will make more sense. But yeah, it's just everyone coming in and us doing this in this online space together and getting into the energy of that, the consciousness of that, and really starting to be from that space, that we are then assisting and anchoring in this New Earth, because we're doing that online with each other, and all of us who are actively participating in this, our consciousness is really bringing this in, is really anchoring this new way of being and doing and existing into the planet. It just really blew my mind when I really understood that. I was like, oh, that's why we're doing that. And so going back to what I said, you know, I had to make some tough calls for me personally, which was, at the moment, right now, there is no allowed posting of other people's, like people can't direct post in my group right now. And that was really difficult for me, because I've always been such a promoter of free expression and never limiting people in any kind of way, like encouraging people to come in there and post their stuff, their work, their content, their offers, do videos, whatever, that kind of stuff. And that's always been me. But when my guides were like, no promoting of other stuff, I was like, what? Are you sure? Again, that people pleasing. I was like, what if people get mad? What if people think bad things about me? They think that I'm trying to like silence them or anything like that. I swear, these things always come up. And all that kind of stuff. And so I had to like work through that and just really be like, no, like, this is what I want to create. I need to step into my big girl shoes or panties or whatever. Like, I'm a powerful leader and I have to lead by example, and this is what needs to happen. I know who I am, I know why I'm doing things, and I know that I'm not doing things in any kind of, like, with any ill intention, and this is just the way it needs to be right now, and this is what we're doing to create the New Earth. And so that was me, like, following through and staying true with myself, staying in integrity with what I believe in, what I'm creating here for the world, you know, and doing my part, right? And so by doing that, allowing myself to do that, staying true to that, being in integrity with that, taking action on that, and, you know, moving forward with all of that, I am assisting in creating this new earth in my own way, right? With my group of people that I'm, you know, connected with there, my family, my online family. So, you know, this is what I'm talking about here, is that a lot of times we need to really allow ourselves, oh my God, a police car is like driving by. Hopefully they don't say anything to me because I don't have my mask on. I have my mask right here, but, you know, anyway. So they probably think I'm talking on the phone. Man, let me know in the comments below if you have enjoyed this kind of like video teaching style, just me rambling, like teaching / getting interrupted by people and walking around and all this kind of stuff. Like, let me know. Anyway, so that's basically it, is that when it comes to creating your dream life, being who you really want to be, you know, creating the kind of world you desire, like, is how you're showing up in life in alignment with that vision, with those desires? Are you staying true to that? Or are you choosing to unconsciously, like, hold yourself back, creep back to your comfort zone, creep back to safety, what's familiar, with your old stories, your limiting beliefs, your fears? You're going back to that, right? So I chose not to go back to any of that stuff. I've been like charging ahead, moving forward, and just doing the thing. And that's why I get to always grow exponentially, because I'm always moving forward. This is who I am. I'm a boss. So this is the message that I was asked to bring forward today. This is why it's important for you to set boundaries with yourself as it relates to you making sure that you're consistently showing up in life, doing things, taking certain actions that are in alignment with allowing you to come back to who you truly are on this divine spiritual level, and with the new world that you wish to see created. And so just consistently making sure that you are, doing things in a way that promotes more of this instead of holding yourself back. So I really hope that this message really supported you in some kind of way. It really clicked with you. Like I said, initially I didn't understand like the whole purpose of this message. I was like, am I hearing right? Like, guys, what are we talking about here? But by the end of all the channeling that I did and talking with all of you, it really just hit home and made sense. So I really hope that it has helped you. If it has, please give this video a thumbs up, a like wherever you're watching from. Drop me a comment in the comments below letting me know how this resonated with you, how you liked this new video style. And be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet already, so that you can get more of these messages. I do them on Thursdays and Saturdays. And Thursdays are usually more for spiritual awakening, ascension, supporting people with their spiritual path, and Saturdays are more for entrepreneurs and knowledge and wisdom that will help people with their entrepreneurial endeavors and making their impact, succeeding as spiritual entrepreneurs. And so, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button as well so you're always notified. Change your notification settings on the bell thingy to all so you never miss out. And if you would like to stay in touch with me, please go to the links in the comments or in the description of this video so that you can find me on my social media handles. I am on Instagram and Facebook, and I have my Facebook community as well. Be sure to go check out that last video that I talked about with my vision for a beautiful online Facebook community. I'm also doing a very amazing giveaway in regards to that community, and just really wanting to invite in so many amazing people to my online space that I feel just are amazing and have so much to offer, and just being able to provide a space where so many different people can interact and benefit from one another. You know, there's just so many amazing YouTubers in my community, and influencers or people on Instagram, and really successful coaches and people just of all levels there, and there's just a place for everyone. And I just want to be able to bring in all these amazing people that I feel, you know, are on this wavelength, that are just wanting to have this, like, what is the word in English? Kinship? Maybe that's the word, kinship. I don't know. But just like bringing together all these kindred spirits and us supporting one another and lifting each other up, and assisting one another, you know, and reaching our potential and making a positive difference with our work and all that jazz, you know. And you don't have to be an entrepreneur to be part of the community. You just need to be a person who just really wants to be part of an online space, a community, and loves connecting with people, loves interacting with people, loves helping other people. And I think we all, especially, you know, those of us that identify as like light workers or starseeds or earth angels or whatever, you know, spiritual terminology or label works for you, but those of us that are just on the spiritual path, we just want to be of service. We just want to make this world a better place. And that's just really my intention with the community, is just having everyone have the opportunity to be of service in some kind of way to someone in that space. And yeah, all of us just forming these beautiful, loving bonds, as cheesy as that might sound, but that's just what I'm about. So yeah, that's basically it. I really appreciate your time in watching this video, especially if you made it to the very end. Like, bless you for sticking around with me and listening to all my stuff. And yeah, that's basically it. So I really appreciate you so much. I hope that you're having an amazing day, an amazing rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video, which is a past video teaching I did a while back ago, but I'm just going to upload it to YouTube. All right, so take care, everyone. And yes, I know I wore this in my last video as well. I wanted to mention that. Listen, I do change clothes, but I came out really late and the sun was gone, and it's chilly, it's cold, it's winter here, and I just grabbed this sweater thing and I was like, listen, I need to stay warm. And then I was like, man, people are going to think I only have like the same 2-3 outfits, but whatever, you know, this is the way real life works. Sometimes you just kind of happen to hit the record button when you're wearing the same kind of thing over and over and over again. So yeah, that's it. All right, everyone, take care. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you soon. Bye.